What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well right now during COVID-19. I was doing my weekly kind of login to check on my base, fill up my generators, and someone attacked my base while I was offline, which I'm offline pretty much all the time now, so there's no shame in that, and there's offline raid protection, so if you're not on to protect your base during those times, then it's fair game. As you know, I'm not really playing Citadel right now. There's nothing really in the game to interest me. The end game is just, to me, it's just not interesting, which isn't to say that, you know, you shouldn't pick up Citadel. I think you definitely should if you have a PS4. It's a super fun game. It's a lot of fun early and mid game. It's just that late game gets kind of old pretty quick. You can only do the raids so many times. There's really no one to PvP with, and you know, you either own the server, maybe you have a couple villains, but it gets kind of old. Anyway, but I have a huge investment in this base, in this server, and so I like to hop on and fill my generators up, make sure that the base is doing well, and that's kind of what I've been doing. The generators are actually running pretty well, especially considering a lot of my my turrets are shooting wild creatures. So I you know, with the three Raider Stones going, I really thought that it would have been burning a lot more mana, but it's actually not too bad. Granted, I do have a massive power pool to pull from, and it's kind of spread out throughout the base, so there's no single point of failure for the power. But anyway, I couldn't really find any damage to the base. I mean, I got the notification that someone attacked me. It was in the log. I couldn't find any damage. I mean, I did see where, you know, there was damage by where Willie's base used to be, but that's been wiped for quite some time now. I mean, I haven't done anything to Willie's base over there. I did connect it because it was abandoned, so I just connected those structures to my own, so that someone else couldn't just take it over, I guess. Granted, they could just sever the connection, and then it technically, I guess, should be abandoned again. But anyway, so couldn't really find any damage. A lot of the generators were still good. I just went through and filled up the ones I can. As you can see here, I'm struggling to find the area where to put the gems in the generator, and that was from the most recent patch of the game. If you have generators that are inside of pillars, well, first of all, you won't be able to fill them at all if they're inside of ornate pillars, but if they're in regular marble, I guess they changed the hit detection on it, and it's very difficult to fill those generators if you've placed them inside of marble, like I have pretty much most of mine, because of space reasons. You know, you kind of have to try, I don't know, you have to cram as much as you can. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of hard to find a good spot, but once you do, you can like use that same spot over and over again on every generator to put in the gems, well, or the rune crystals rather. But anyway, so that's been a thing. That's actually been kind of annoying to refill it. Should you, well, I'm kind of on the fence. They let you put the generators inside of the pillars like that, so I would think that you should be able to fill them up. So I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, you know, I'd be really interested to see. I don't know what the decay time is on here, like how long until your structures decay from not being online. I would be interested to see that. It was probably about 10 days since the last time I got on to check on the base, and when I first logged on and it said I was attacked, I actually did think I was wiped because there was like just pieces of structures everywhere, but all it was it just hadn't finished rendering. I was like, oh wow, I actually got wiped, and then it just rendered in. I'm like, okay, nothing, you know, just after doing the inspection, nothing really happened. And also, yeah, I guess I wanted to touch on this. The way that I built my base, and I'm hoping that you guys build your base, is that it's self-sustaining, meaning you don't have to farm to keep your generators up. You just have the marble transmuter, and there's a point, depending on how big your base is and how many generators you have, there's a point where you'll get more rune gems out of the marble by breaking it down in the deconstructor to run the base than it would take to consume that to regenerate the marble. So you can fill up all the generators and still have some rune gems left over. And it's going to replenish all the generators, all the transmuters, and you'll still have extra mana in your generators. So the base is kind of self-sufficient. You just hop on, grab your marble, throw it into the deconstructor, break it down into rune gems, break the stone down into rune gems, and power up your generators. But anyway, I would be pretty interested to see if someone really does try to do a push on this base. I mean, obviously, looking at the build and all the videos I have, you kind of know already that the middle part is really the only part of the base that matters. Everything else is just kind of extra. But that middle main part of the base is going to be a doozy. It's going to be tricky to raid. I mean, it's super, super dense. There's so many structures within that. There's so many Reformation stones, hundreds of Reformation stones, just so many dense structures before you actually get anywhere that is worth getting to. And then once you get inside, everything is, again, kind of, even the open areas are still reinforced. There's still going to be Reformation stones in other areas to heal. And so, I don't know. We'll have to see if anyone actually does try to do a push. That would be kind of neat. I would be sad, but also hopefully if they do, they upload it to YouTube and we could see a link of that. But anyway, I hope everyone's well. I do appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if you're still playing Citadel. What do you have going on? You know, there's two sides to this. Well, there's really three sides, but you know, I play on a 5-time server, which for me, 3 times is the minimum I will play this game. I will never play this game again on 1 times. Way too grindy. Not fun at all. 3 times I could deal with. I'm on 5 times because that's just so happened to be where I landed and kind of got invested. 3 times is a good area, but if you're on 1 times, then obviously the early and mid game is a lot longer for you because it takes longer to get to end game. It takes longer to level up, to be able to, you know, get higher level things in the game, get higher level structures. So, you know, on a 5 times in 1 week, if you can get your base to some sort of defendable endgame state, theoretically on 1 times it would take 5 weeks to do the same thing. And then, as you know, you still have to deal with other players and stuff, maybe destroying your base, and you have to start back at square one. So that's one of the big differences behind having boosted rates, is something that takes 1 week on 5 times theoretically would take 5 weeks on 1 times. Anyway, let me know how everything's going for you guys. What are you playing right now? I'm playing Ark Survival. We're getting ready for the Genesis map to open on official PvP. And I'm also playing Paladins, of course. So many changes against the will of the community, but I just still love that game, so I'm still playing that. Other than that, not really playing much. Every once in a while I'll play a little bit of Jedi Order. I'm replaying it on the next highest difficulty. But other than that, not really playing much besides Ark, and then maybe a game or two of Paladins every night. What are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the upcoming improvements to Citadel. I kind of touched on them in my last Citadel video. And just let me know how you're doing in general with this COVID-19 situation. I do appreciate you guys watching the video. Please like, subscribe, and until next time.